Welcome into another episode of the Sit Down with Shane. I'm your host, Shane Barrett. You can find me on Twitter at FFShaneB. And joining me tonight is the creator of Start Sits and Salutations and your second favorite Fun Friday guest over at Front Yard Fantasy, ECR ranker on Fantasy Pros and contributor on the Stacks app. It is Joey Wright. Joey, how you doing today?
Shane, I'm doing great. I'm so excited.
I am too.
Yeah, this is good.
Awesome. All right. Joey, anything that you would like to plug before we hop on? And of course, Craig with the dad joke.
Let's see. Am I in the right place to see Joey and Shane? Craig, you're always in the right place. Yeah. Let's see. Front Yard Fantasy every Friday. Got Starts and Citations coming up.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. We have the newsletter going on right now. Just came out yesterday morning. Go subscribe to it. But yeah, the game show every day at 3:00. FanDuel on Friday nights at 6. So yeah, having a blast over there, Front Yard Fantasy for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, great group of guys over there. Love all of you guys. Jay's okay, but
it's funny you knew I was thinking of Jay. All right, I told you I would stay on task. Okay, I'll be good.
It's okay. Before we hop into the questions, Joey, we always do an ad read. This is for Thrive Fantasy, so come prop up on Thrive Fantasy this upcoming football season. Thrive is a daily fantasy sports and esports app for player props. You choose 10 out of the 20 available player props to build your lineup. Each prop is assigned a fantasy value based on the over and the under and how likely those are to hit. You hit the most props accurately and rack up the most points to win a share of the prize pool. I actually dove into an NBA one this past week and actually won money. It's the first time that's happened.
Nice.
But in football season, it's super easy to win money because I can win money in that. So you guys should try out too. When you do that, use promo code FFShaneB, and you can do that on the Play Store, the App Store, or on their website, www.thrivefantasy.com. Sign up and prop up today. Wow, I actually did some of that from memory for once.
Good job. So, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. All right, before we hop into the questions, follow our guest, Joey, at the Joey Wright on Twitter. And we have lots of comments coming in. Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
Oh, hi. Yes.
Do I have to do it?
Yeah, I really need you to do it.
Oh, hi. Yeah, there we go. You got one out of me. I told you I wouldn't do it. So
perfect. And then just lots of love for you guys. Oh, hey, JL. Nice to see you, buddy.
Hello, JL. Hi, boss. I'm promoting the company. I'm wearing a hat.
I did not know that he was in the comments, so I do apologize.
Nice. There we go.
Yep.
Tabitha Cooley's my mom, so my mom.
Wow, Craig has a very good point. Jay, I am sorry. You are probably watching this over the Hurricanes game. That does mean a lot. So, all right, Joey, are you ready to jump in?
Yeah, let's talk. Let's have some fun.
Let's do it. All right, so I start off every show with this question for the Sit Down with Shane. When was your first fantasy football league?
2009.
Okay.
2009.
And is that league still going?
It is not. However, I'm still in a league with the person that it was just like a public Yahoo league that we joined in 2009. And I'm still in the longest running league I have now, the Golden Gnome League, that started in 2011. So she and I are the only two that started playing together. And now there's the same group of 12 for like the last, is it 10 years? Yeah, this is, 11 years now.
11 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, wow. That's awesome. Awesome. What are the settings for that league that is still going?
So it's a 1 QB PPR. We took kickers out about 3 years ago. Sorry, Linda. And it's been the greatest thing to ever happen to that league. So
really? Okay.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Do you guys have team defense or no?
Yeah, we still have team defense, but kickers are they are not there.
Yeah. Do you like to play IDP?
So I am in, and it's a very minor IDP. It's like 3 spots, and it, Craig's watching, so I probably should say I love playing IDP, but I just haven't gotten too much into it. But I'm in starting one today. There's a draft one that's an IDP league.
Nice.
And it's deep too. It's like 11 spots.
Ooh, okay. Well, if Craig is not fast enough to answer you, I can maybe try to help, or at least go to my vast resource of people that I know that like IDP. So
I will hit you up. Craig's in the league, so he won't tell me. who to pick.
Okay,
So
then
I'm
yeah,
gonna definitely have to come
I've
to you
gotta
for
help
that.
you then. Jay, I completely agree. Hashtag ban kickers. Hashtag kickers ruin everything.
Yeah, they're just meow. Oh, is Mr. Scampers is here. Yep.
Yep.
Our favorite chat cat. Hi, Dame.
Hey, Dame. Thanks for the support on Twitter and here.
Oh,
Nice
the
to see you.
best.
And then, hello, Tabitha.
My mom's just saying hi to everybody. She's so excited to
Oh,
be here.
nice. Play what you love. I agree, Craig.
It's true.
Okay. Sorry.
Yes.
I got off
Ah,
topic there. Okay. I don't know how many leagues you are in. Jay and I are in too many and had to kind of peel some of those back and reduce the leagues that we're in. And then we went and joined more.
yeah.
But I always frame this question this way. Let's say you're maxed out on leagues and you can only join one more league, but it's got to be your favorite settings. What are those settings?
So the most fun I have ever had playing a fantasy league was about 3 years ago. I played my first Vampire League, and
Nice.
it is insanely fun,
Okay.
just for pure fun sake. One of my friends, Ben, he started it up. I got to be the vampire, which was, if you're in a vampire league and you don't get to be the vampire, and maybe it's not as fun, but you can be the vampire. It's a blast. So it went about 4 weeks, and I finally won a week, and then I got to start taking some players away from people. So that was really fun.
Very nice. Okay, so can you tell me and the listeners, because I've never actually played in a vampire league,
Okay.
what a vampire league is? I've got the
So
general idea, but I'd love to hear it.
we did a 10-person league, and 9 of the managers draft,
Okay.
regular snake draft.
Yeah.
And the vampire sits out the entire draft.
Okay.
And then, my cousin Bobby's in here. Hi, Bobby. And at the end of the draft, the vampire gets to build their team from whatever's left. They have number one priority on the waiver wire. And every week that they play a team, if they win, they can take any player they want from that person's roster and substitute it with somebody. So, for instance, I think it was week 4. It was like 3 years ago. I beat the guy that had Christian McCaffrey. So I took Christian McCaffrey and gave
Nice.
him like a wide receiver 6, like just my worst receiver.
Got it. So you swap in a
swap
vampire
players.
league.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you
Got
could drop a player, but it was easier just for the commissioner to swap players. So,
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And every time you win a week, you gain another player. And then just like a vampire, as he drinks blood, he gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm in a zombie league draft right now, and it's very, very similar.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's super fun. It's a little different. But like the normal types of leagues, probably just, one quarterback PPR redraft. I know it's pretty vanilla, but
that is pretty vanilla. But
it's so fun.
it's at the same time, like sometimes you need that when you're in as many leagues as I am. You kind of need that vanilla league to be like, okay, this is what started. This is
Yeah.
what I started on. So I appreciate that. All right. When did you start making content for fantasy football?
So just about a year ago, I got in the Raz Bowl tournament the last couple of years.
Okay.
And one of the editors at Raz Bowl reached out to me and said, "Hey, would you want to write for us?" And I was like, "Sure." And so I started writing articles for them, and it was a blast at Raz Bowl. Love those guys there.
Nice. And what made you start?
So I had been playing just like with my friends in home leagues and just trying to get people together. And I loved it. I still do love it. I still play in my home leagues with my buddies. But it was coming to a point where I was just wanting something a little more. And it was kind of like, because I used to be a film critic, where I just watched films for all these years, but I was wanting to do something more. I wanted to like either help or guide people in the right direction.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of where that itch came back, because I left film and I was wanting to starting to help people a little more. And so and then just started writing, and it's been great. I love the community. So
Awesome. Man, it's like you've read the show sheet or something. What's your favorite thing about the fantasy community?
So in the film community, it's very cutthroat.
Okay.
And no one really likes to collaborate and really work together as much as in fantasy football. So I was really surprised coming over here where I thought everything would be like a competition.
Mhm.
And it's not. I mean, I've met so many incredible people even before Canton.
Yeah.
I mean, we've kind of crapped on Jay, but Jay has been one of the most helpful people to me, championing me around every corner. And so, people like Jay, there's no one like Jay, but at the same time, there's, dozens of other people that have helped me in similar ways that Jay has. So.
Yeah. No, I know
Oh God, this is going to go to his head, isn't it?
it is definitely going to go to his head, but I know we pulled his leg earlier, but yeah, Jay's like a big brother to me. He's there for me personally and professionally, if you want to call this professional, and always there to help me out when I need it. And I do love him. He's a very, very good human being. So I will pump him up whenever I truly can. And I feel the same way about you. Like I enjoy your stuff and enjoy getting to pump you up too. So
awesome.
All right. I'm circling back for just a second. What was the first piece of content that you made?
Oh, so it was a like best ball values article.
Okay.
So I had been at the time I had been playing a lot of best ball and was seeing a lot of players that were going like, oh my gosh, this guy going late. And so I reached out to our editor because I wasn't supposed to write anything until the season started. And I was like, can I write something? And he's like, sure. So I put something out at Razzball. It's my first article. So it's still up. They haven't taken it down yet. So that's good.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Give me one player on that. I just finished a best ball draft. So
James Conner.
Very nice.
And it was
nailed that one then.
Yeah. I nailed it early, and it was something that my father-in-law and I talked about, like Chase Edmonds or James Conner, and I just leaned into Conner because I thought the goal line work would be there, and it turned out to be true for him.
You absolutely nailed that. I love that. So. Sorry, y'all. My dog is
there a gremlin in the room?
Yeah, it's my dog. He's a little chihuahua. And
you can still feed him. It's not midnight yet.
He just made some noise that I had never heard him make. It was kind of concerning. Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself outside of fantasy football.
So, well, my whole family's in the chat apparently tonight, but no, I'm married. I married my wife, was it 2000? So 8 years ago now. But we've been together since. You remembered. Yeah, we've been together since 2004-ish. So we've been together quite a long time. Got two beautiful little daughters, Eliza and Tristan, and nice. Yeah, I'm a massive Liverpool supporter. Big match coming up on Saturday that I'll be sitting on my couch for. Let's see what else. I love pro wrestling. Since I was a little kid, I'm just obsessed with it. But recently, not even recently, like in the last decade, I've gotten really into New Japan Pro Wrestling, and now AEW, since they brought basically everything I love from Japan to the United States. So check out AEW; it's incredible.
Yeah, and you do a show with Matt, right?
Yeah, so we do on the Matt Wrestling Podcast. I do all the AEW content. We were actually supposed to record this week, so hopefully that gets off. Dame, I'm here for you all day today. Dame is like such a champion for everyone at FYF.
I love it,
and our whole chat really at FYF is incredible. And Dame she loves us so much, and we appreciate her so much. So thanks, Dame.
Yeah. And then cousin Bobby said, do you see anybody coming out of the USFL and going into the NFL?
I've not watched a down of USFL football. Did you watch any, Shane? Yeah.
No, well, that's not true. I've watched some, but it's been while I've been at the gym on the treadmill and can't hear anything. So like, I don't know who the players are. Like, I'm just watching
yeah.
I
mean, look, listen, some players come out of the last round of the XFL. So I'm sure we'll see some guys come over.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Just don't know who yet.
Oh, yeah.
So
none of the quarterbacks, that's for sure.
Ain't that the truth? Even though some of them might be better than a couple of NFL starters right now. Okay, and then did you say Darnold?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That's who I was thinking. Right. Darnold, maybe Locke. I like Locke, but whatever. And so you talked a little bit about it being a film critic. Can you tell me more about that and how you got into it, what it entailed?
I at the time I was working at Barnes and Noble. I was the music and DVD manager, so I was surrounded by movies every day. And I got this wild hair that I wanted to watch IMDb's 250 films in 1 year. In addition to what I normally already watch was like 150, 200 movies. So I did. I sat and watched IMDb's top 250 films in 1 year and blogged about it. Somebody saw my blog and it's like, hey, I want to build a site around you. We built a site together, and I did that for about 2 or 3 years. Did some film festivals and got to see a ton of free movies, and yeah, it was a blast.
That's awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah.
One of the things that my dad, my sister, and I did like throughout middle school and high school was like every night after at like 8 o'clock, we'd all sit down and start watching a movie. And sometimes it'd take a few nights to watch it because one or two or all three of us would fall asleep. But we'd always watch movies, so I always loved talking movies.
Yeah, I got into film really like my grandfather. I always tell my Jurassic Park story because it's like the day it ignited it in me.
Okay.
Like we went and saw Jurassic Park and like it blew my mind. Like every 10-year-old kid has that story. Yes, cousin Bobby, I will be seeing Maverick for sure. But I was a film projectionist too in high school.
Okay.
So like with the 35 millimeter film,
Yeah.
I worked at a movie theater. It's the greatest job I've ever had to this day. 40 minutes of work, 8 hours, you get paid for like, okay, let me do this again. 8 hours of work, but you're only actually working 40 minutes. So yeah,
Nice.
it is. And watch all the free movies you want. It was a dream come true for a high school kid. So
awesome. I love that. All right. And then we've kind of chatted about this a little bit, but hobbies outside of fantasy football.
So you can see behind me, I've got a lot of movies. But like the film, I do call it a hobby because like if I'm in like a new area, like if I'm going on vacation in a couple weeks, I'm going somewhere, I'll seek out like independent theaters in the area because I want to see movies, kind of outside the box, but at different places too. Because AMC stadium seating, that's fun, that's great. Everywhere has that though. These little nook and cranny movie theaters like the Enzian here in Orlando. There's one I'm going to be going to in Fort Collins called the Lyric. These little theaters that are very different. I kind of seek those out. So
cool. Very cool. All right. Are you ready for some rapid fire, Joey?
Let's go.
Okay. And just for context, for people that are watching for the first time, it's rapid fire. So if I see fit to ask a follow-up question, I'm going to.
Okay.
All right.
Does that mean I have to be quick in my answers?
Okay.
I'll try.
All right. I say this part's sponsored by Thrive. All right. Favorite NFL team?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Very nice. Favorite college team?
Florida Gators.
Okay.
Some UCF love, though. My wife went to school there.
Okay. Where'd you go to school?
I went to the School of Nice Mustaches and a Smile. No, I did state college and a little bit of so yeah.
Cool. Favorite sport that's not football?
I mentioned I'm a massive Liverpool supporter. It's stolen me away. It's soccer. I love it so much.
Awesome. I love that. Did you play ever?
No, did not.
Cool. Yeah. Very cool. I played, so like someone who didn't play that loves it that's even more interesting to me. Like I love that.
I had a friend that took me to a Liverpool supporters group after watching some World Cup matches, and I mean that day I was hooked. I mean, this is such a family and a community, and there's this Liverpool. There we go. Yeah, I mean, you'll never walk alone. That whole mindset is it's so beautiful. So it's hard not to just be infected by it.
That's what I can't talk. YNWA stands for. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Never knew that. Okay.
Football. Yes.
Football. Yeah. All right. Favorite food?
I'm glad my cousin Bobby's watching. Deviled eggs.
Oh,
she makes me a massive plate of deviled eggs at every family function that is just for me. Those are just my eggs, and no one's allowed to touch them.
Very nice.
Deviled eggs, hands down favorite food.
Okay, I am very intrigued by these next two questions.
Yes.
Favorite sports movie?
Bull Durham.
Okay.
It is for me like the most authentic sports movie. And I love it, and because sports is romantic, and it's romantic, so yeah,
love it. All right, and then favorite non-sports movie. I feel like this might be the toughest question for you.
It's tough, but I have an answer because I'm asked it a lot. It's Almost Famous. It's from start to finish. It's an incredible film. There's a 2-hour and 45-minute version that there's even more to it, and it's just a beautiful film. And I used to, really love music and following bands around, and it really captures that. But there's like a lot of throwbacks to like some early Billy Wilder films and stuff in it. So it's just kind of like everything I love in a movie is just thrown into it. It's not the greatest movie in the world, but it's my favorite one. Like when I'm sick, it's one I'll put on to watch just because it just makes me feel good.
Nice. Okay, I have to ask you,
Mhm.
because this is one of my favorite, I feel like, lesser known movies. Have you
Mhm.
seen Pirate Radio?
Yeah.
I love Pirate
Yeah.
Radio. Great movie.
Who's the director? Same guy that did Love Actually. Richard Curtis, I
Okay,
believe, directed
nice.
that. Yeah. Or is that Joe Wright? I get those two confused. So yeah.
It's Joey Wright.
Yeah, this is true. He stole my name. And then he stole a boat and recorded music offshore with it. True story.
All right, favorite book.
Um, so I don't read a whole lot.
That's all
But
right.
I did read a biography after watching a film called High Fidelity, Cash by Johnny Cash.
Okay.
I'm not a huge Johnny Cash fan. I like Johnny Cash, but it is one of the most like true and authentic books you'll ever read. He doesn't sugarcoat his life. He's very, very honest about, and it's actually really refreshing to see, someone being so true about who they were through their faults and their, what made them great. So,
Yeah,
Cash by Johnny Cash, probably my favorite book.
very nice. All right, favorite band.
So as of right now, it's the Ava Brothers. It's my
Okay.
favorite current band. Favorite band all time. That's a tough question. That's really tough.
Can you give me an answer? Can you give
I
me
give you
top
like a
three?
I can give
Or
you
does that
can I
make
give
it
you like
harder?
favorite singer? Because like that I
Yeah,
have a
yeah, yeah.
Otis Redding is my favorite singer of all time.
Nice.
Like Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, These Arms
He
of
has a
Mine. Like
song in Pirate Radio too, doesn't he?
Otis Redding, like he died at 29 in a plane crash. Just so much untapped talent, and just he's the greatest. So
Nice. Favorite video game.
so when I recently I just got a Nintendo because I have kids, and
Yeah.
we've been playing like a lot of Nintendo games, and we played Luigi's Mansion, and that was a blast. But from before I had kids, I got really into the Uncharted series
Okay.
and everything that Naughty Dog released, and then The Last of Us, like just unbelievable. So yeah,
Very
I know
nice.
that's like 4 games I mentioned, but it's hard to
That's
pick one on video games.
it's okay. You're doing better than Dan the B League says, who literally gave me a non-answer for like every single one of these.
Oh no, I'll have favorites for everything. Just a couple times I have a couple favorites.
All right, this one I'm intrigued by too.
Mhm.
Favorite TV show, and before you answer that, Jay says Luigi is the worst.
Don't. Can I plug FYF real quick? If
Of
you go
course.
back a couple fun Fridays ago, we did a Super Mario's bracket that for me, it's the best thing I've been on through FYF. It's just entertaining from start to finish. So Luigi is not the worst. He's the best. And we have a bracket that proves that. So your question was,
Favorite TV show.
so my favorite TV show of all time is Twin Peaks. I've gone back to it probably a dozen times by now. I mean, it's so layered, and I mean that's David Lynch for you. He's one of my favorite film directors as well. But Twin Peaks, it's super weird, it's super funny, it's scary, it's just got everything. There's mystery, there's intrigue. I mean, it's from start to finish a great show. Even the second season, which is like the Civil War stuff's really weird, but
Yeah.
yeah, I love Twin Peaks. I don't think there's ever been a better TV character than Dale Cooper. So,
All right, good to know.
mm-hmm.
Favorite actor.
It's Bill Murray. And
Nice.
part of it's his persona too. I mean, he's Bill Murray. I know there's some stuff in the news release about Bill Murray, but I mean, you got stuff like Caddyshack, and you've got but then you got the drama stuff like Lost in Translation and Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Life Aquatic, super personal film to me. I love that film, but like what about Bob? I mean, you just can't beat Bill Murray. The range is incredible.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Last two questions
Mm-hmm.
are two-parters.
Oof. Here we go.
Okay. So I need right now and I need all time. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Favorite defensive player right now and all time.
All times, Derek Brooks.
Okay.
When I worked at Barnes & Noble, I actually worked with the guy that played behind him at Florida State. So that's kind of cool. He said Derek Brooks is an incredible guy.
Awesome.
But I was a Bucks fan, so Derek Brooks. Currently favorite defensive player, probably TJ Watt.
Nice.
I married into a Steelers family, and so I watch a lot of Steelers just because. And those Watt boys, there's something fun. Actually, when I was at Pro Bowl weekend at Disney, I was standing in line at Starbucks at Hollywood Studios, and JJ Watt's mom was in front of us.
No
And
kidding.
we were just kind of, as a long line, we were talking with everyone, like, oh, what are you in town for? And she's like, oh, I'm here. My son is actually playing in the Pro Bowl. And I'm like, can I just ask? And she's like, yeah, my son's JJ Watt. And we're like, what? And then flash forward like 3 years later, and we always wondered, was it? And she's on the Subway commercials, like, that was her.
Yeah.
So yeah, but she actually had 2 sons there that weekend with TJ and JJ. So
nice. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. All right. And then the last question, same thing, 2-parter, right now and all time. Favorite offensive player?
A-Train's Mike Allstott's my favorite all-time offensive player, another Buccaneers player.
Nice.
And I'm going against my team for the current, and I feel bad, but I love Austin Ekeler.
Okay.
And not just for the player on the field, but just I've mentioned it, I think, a lot this offseason, just how candid he was with fantasy managers to say, hey, I'm not going to be playing this week. And that was really refreshing. It's hard sometimes for us to get our stuff in and, to be able to give advice. And when we have someone being that candid, it's really refreshing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, especially with like your start sits and salutations. I wrote the starts and sits article. Like, if you know early enough, like someone's not playing, like that's super helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
So. All right, Joey. I'm going to ask you one more question, not on the show sheet.
Oh gosh, this is where you get me.
This is where I get you.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think how to word it. If you could describe Joey Wright in one word, what would it be?
Fake.
What?
No. No. Oh man, describe myself in one word. I had a show sheet and this was not on it.
No. I just thought of this one. Sorry.
Man, what does the chat have to say? What would you? I know it's for me, but man, myself in one word.
Jorge says hilarious.
Oh, you know
I
what?
agree with that.
I am loyal.
Loyal. Okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
I am. To a fault.
Yep.
To a fault.
Completely understand that.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I like Mr. Scamper's answer too. Joy.
This is true. Take the E out, and there I am.
J with genuine. So there we go.
Or is that Genuine? Is he listening to Genuine right now? Is that what he's trying to say?
I don't know.
All
right. That wraps up this episode of The Sit Down with Shane. Joey, before we go, anything else you want to plug? Anything you want to hint at or anything like that? And where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at the Joey Wright. All of my content is at Front Yard Fantasy. Go to YouTube, the Front Yard Fantasy page on YouTube. That's where you'll find Starts, Sits, and Salutations. That's where you'll see me for Fun Fridays. I do some filling in when, one of the guys is out of town. I'll pop in there. So, might see me on like a mock draft, maybe on Monday or something coming up. You never know. Summer's coming around, so I'm home a little bit more. So, Front Yard Fantasy. Starts, Sits, and Salutations will be back.
I can't wait.
I think I'm going to do, it's looking like 6 to 8 episodes and maybe just 6 full episodes, but there are 2 little, they're not episodes, they're more like holiday specials, you could call them.
Okay.
That are coming up. So
we're
going to have some fun this season with it. And
good.
I can tell you the audio quality is going to be a lot better. So
nice. I do have a question for you.
Please.
Film Starts, Sits, and Salutations.
I cannot tell you that. So I will tell you that I know who it is, but there is a reason that I can't tell you. And it might be because it's very involved in the plot of the next season.
Okay.
Yeah. And maybe I've just given away too much.
No, we'll just,
wait.
I have
Jay,
no
have I said who it is? I feel like I've said who it is. Is Jay gonna respond? Yeah. Thank you, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
So, okay, you know what? I guess I can say who it is. It is my best friend, Shervon, because I know, I have said it on a show because he was on a show once and I introduced him. He films it all. He actually does help me write it.
Oh, nice.
So if you ever, when you're watching the Starts and Citations episode and you hear the voice behind the camera, there's about 20 or 30 other cuts of those scenes where he's throwing lines at me and I just have to go with them. I know that's kind of like a peek behind the camera. I probably shouldn't give that away, but
No, that's
Shervon is just,
that's
and please, if he's watching this, he's just never gonna let me hear the end of this. He's just as much a part of this as me standing up there in front of a camera making funny voices. Like Shervon he's a huge part of it. So I couldn't do it without him.
Shout out to Shervon. Thank you, Shervon.
Oh God, this is gonna go to his head. Jay actually did get to meet him in Orlando. So
oh, nice. Very nice. All right. Well, that wraps up the episode. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at FFShaneB. This will be an audio-only podcast on the Fantasy Nightcap, which is also on Twitter at Fantasy Nightcap. And please like and subscribe. I'm so close to 100 subscribers. I'm just trying to get there.
oh, we'll get you there.
So other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the show. And hey, there he is.
There he is. Best man at my wedding.
Awesome. Hey, Shervon. Nice to meet you. I love your work. So cool. Thanks, guys, for hopping on with us tonight. And hope you all have a great rest of your night. Cheers.
Bye, everybody. Trading makes fantasy fun.